This is Kugan Cassius for IFLTV. We're in London at the Dorchester, ahead of Friday night's historic and epic boxing night at the Royal Albert Hall, headlined by Jonas-Price, an all-female card. Ben Shalom, very good card, I've got to say.
Yeah, no, this is massive. Look, I know, certain boxing fans sometimes will look down on, or sometimes will look down on women's boxing and things like that, but ultimately it's about 50-50 fights and great fights, and women's boxing's been on a huge rise over the past couple of years, and if I'm honest, when Big Mo and Andy Scott would call it going through the card, it's an unbelievable card with so much talent, all the way from the top to the bottom, and I think we have the biggest female stable now in the world. I think we're the biggest promoter of women's boxing in the world. And this event, I think in 100 years of boxing in the Albert Hall, they've never had a female fight headline it. They'd had stopped boxing in the past few years. We really wanted to do a big event at the Albert Hall, and we managed to get it done. And it is big, it is special. It's topped by an unbelievable 50-50 fight with two big fan bases, with two big trainers going head to head. And I think anyone on Friday night should tune into this, because it's going to be spectacular in there.
Right, a couple of things to address from today. First of all, I spoke to Caroline Dubois earlier on, and I asked her about Hearn's comments regarding Beatrice Ferreira and obviously the opponent she's fighting, etc. Caroline Dubois said to me she doesn't believe that Eddie Hearn really cares about women's boxing anymore. What do you think about that comment she said to me?
I've got to be careful how I answer.
Yeah, because your mate's there, you can't really go in, can you?
No. Eddie cares about his business doing well, so he'll prioritise whatever's good for business. And that's it. I think for us, we have really invested in women's boxing. We believe in women's boxing, not just because we want to say that we believe in women's boxing. It does good numbers. It does very good numbers. It's one of the only female sports that can compete with the men's on the best of occasions. Shields Marshall, the viewing figures were ridiculous. Friday night, the viewing figures will do better than many male shows. Caroline Dubois is outspoken. She's a star. She's 24 years old. She's going to be the face of women's boxing for many years to come. She's going to clean up that whole division, including Beatrice Ferreira, and she'll be one of the greatest we've ever seen. I know that. I believe that, but I know that. And sometimes it's weird because to see her talking the way she does, I remember meeting her at 20 years old, and or 19 years old, and she's not talking. And she was so nervous for her first fight. We're going in there and we're trying to calm her down and this and that. How she's developed is phenomenal, and I'm glad that she's calling Eddie out. I don't know whether that's true or not, but it doesn't matter. She's on the best platform with the best promotion for her, and she's getting the big fights, and she'll clean up. In the next 12 months, she'll be unified world champion in that division, and she's got a big test. Bomi Ray Shen is genuinely outside of Ferreira and Dubois, she is the best in the world. I think she's going to be so aggressive. I think she's going to stick it on Caroline. She believes she's going to win, and it gives her a massive opportunity.
She had a Harpo, in your opinion?
Look, I want to make that fight next. I'm going to be careful what I say, but we are going to make that fight next. Terry wants it. Steffi wants it. We've spoken to them. I actually missed it. I don't know what was going on with Steffi last night, but someone was speaking to their team. Do I believe? I look. We'll see when we are.
We're ready for that one.
We're ready for that one. I think Bo for me is very good. I think she beats. Is she better than Terry? I think so. But what do I know? And we'll find out. And Caroline hopefully wins, and then we get a huge unification, a huge British unification where we can see who the best is.
Right, coming back to the press conference, and I've spoke to Natasha and Lauren about this. The Michaela Meyer situation. Jonas is saying to me she doesn't believe that Michaela Meyer would turn down a fight with Lauren. Lauren's saying what she said in the press conference, and also, which you did obviously back her on that point, but can you just kind of clarify that situation with Meyer?
Yeah, look, Lauren, no one wants to fight Lauren Price, and I'm not. Lauren Price is the most feared. Whether she's the best, she is the most feared fighter in that division. Whether it's Michaela's team or Michaela, they didn't want that fight.
Did you put an offer in? Yeah.
It's a long time ago now, but I believe we did. Genuinely believe we did. And I think we were told that, first of all, in fairness to Michaela, she didn't want to come back to the UK. And in fairness, she's had two bad decisions here in her eyes. Alicia Baumgartner, if you remember back on the women's night that we did. And then she came over with Natasha Jonas in January. And so in fairness, she wanted to fight in the US. And she had the opportunity to fight Sandy Ryan in the US. And it was a massive success and massive show. I'm not saying she's scared of Lauren Price, but that presented a better option for her than coming to Cardiff and fighting Lauren. For me, the winners have to fight the winners. So Michaela May is now fighting Sandy Ryan. And then the winner of Jonas-Price, that has to be the fight. And so, has it been difficult with Lauren? Yes, because she's not as big a star yet as Natasha Jonas or Michaela Mayer. She's not. After this fight, she might be. Natasha is a favourite in many's eyes, so maybe we'll see that rematch. But yeah, from where I was sat, it wasn't a fight that they were interested in.
Let me just get some clarity on these kind of situations. When you kind of put out that a fighter you're always interested in fighting someone else, if you're talking to the team or the management, etc., do you actually get a specific reason that the fighter doesn't want the fight, or is it that the fight's not happening? Is there clarity about why there's a reason why that they don't want to take that fight?
Look, I sat down with Top Rank at I think it was a WBO convention in October, and we talked about a few things. Look, they just made it clear that she was fighting in the US next, and that is an important thing. And they didn't want to fight Lauren Price. They had better options. Sandy Ryan became a better option for them. Maybe it was money, whatever it is. I'm not saying that she's scared of her. I'm saying it clearly wasn't the best option for her. It clearly wasn't a fight that she wanted. We can offer very good money for her to come over here and fight, whether it's Natasha or Michaela. I felt like or Lauren, she'd been over here twice. She wanted to fight in the US. Do I blame her for that? No. Do I like Michaela? Yes. Do I think she's a star? Yes. I'd love to see the winners face off. And so we can all second guess about those things. Sometimes boxing, you understand the other side's decision.
Did you see the top 10 sexiest men in boxing? Did you see that?
Who on earth is doing that?
There was a magazine that did a thing today. Eddie Hearn's already commented on it.
Who's doing that?
I don't know the publication of who did it. It's top 10 sexiest.
Who's doing that there?
What do you mean?
Who's deciding that that's a worthwhile thing?
It was a vote. It was a vote.
And who's put that vote together?
I don't know the name of the publication, but
They need to shoot him. That's ridiculous.
But do you know the actual top 10?
What is it?
So number one was Anthony Joshua.
Who's put this together? It's probably one of.
I don't know. I've just said to you, like, don't misquote me. I don't know the publication of it, but Anthony Joshua was number one. I think Hearn sat at number 4. David Diamante was number 3.
Sounds like a Matchroom employee that's put that together.
I don't know. But you, actually, weirdly, you was number 8 in that.
Number 8, just 5 places behind Diamante.
And 4 places from Hearn.
Yeah, look.
It's not bad. It's the top 10.
I mean, fucking hell. What are you asking me?
I'm just asking your reaction to it.
What is this? What is it?
Ryan Garcia was in that top 5.
You're in the gutter, aren't you, asking questions like this? Me to comment on what?
You're number 8. Can I just get a reaction?
A reaction to this legitimate poll.
I don't know how legitimate it is. I just learnt about it today. I'm just asking.
Absolutely flattered. Are there any women in there?
It's all men.
It's all
it's men. Yeah, top 10 of men.
Have they done a top 10 women?
I don't know, but it's a top 10 of men.
I'm absolutely honoured.
8th? That's not bad, is it?
Absolutely honoured. It's honoured.
That was it. It's a normal thing. If Frank Warren was in there, I would have said to Frank.
Is he not in there?
Frank came at number 7.
Did he come in? Stop it.
Frank came at number 7, all right? Anyway, let's move on. We're looking forward to a great night at the Royal Albert Hall on Friday night, live on Sky Sports. I don't know how long I've got you for, but I do want a reaction to a quite chaotic and viral week that went on last week. Suggestions of you being bullied last week. Were you being bullied or not? I see the comments. Stop bullying Shalom, etc. You can take it, can't you? It's not bullying, is it?
I can take it. Look, I can take it. It's almost like, it's hard to put it into context so people understand it from my perspective. To come into this game, people would always, if they could see what happens behind the scenes, they would say that's bullying, that's bullying, that's bullying, that's bullying, that's bullying. But it's the to come into an environment like this and want to do well in an environment like this, you're going to have people wanting to stop you, and you're going to have people wanting to embarrass you, publicly, privately, everything. So it's not. I don't like that, because obviously they probably think, and I also have people saying to me, why don't you respond? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? If I responded to everyone, we've had to work so hard to get there, and we're still having to work so hard. If I got involved and started concentrating on my energy of anyone coming out and saying this and doing this, it'd be absolute chaos. I think they want me to get into a fight. They want me to respond, i.e. the other promoters. They want to do that. They want to stop me focusing on what I'm supposed to be focused on. I don't see it like that. It is, people will make their own minds up, and people will make their own minds up, and that's it.
Let me ask you, in them situations that again went viral from the other day, particularly your conversation with Eddie Hearn, not the first one from Manchester, but the one in London particularly, did you feel in that situation, especially when Chisora kind of comes in, do you feel like a little bit...
Listen, do I feel like...
Intimidated? Do you feel intimidated?
Do I feel like... What? No. Oh, no, wait. Sorry. Do I feel like...
Intimidated? Do you feel intimidated?
No. Along my journey, and I'm not... I don't like talking about myself. I don't like blowing myself up at all. But there'll be situations that I've been in all the time that people wouldn't want to be in. I'm coming into an environment that's been dominated by the same people. Everyone's mates, everyone's cliquey, people have their own friends and their own fighters, and they're going to all talk and try and block you, and they all do their own thing, and all the managers are in bed with the promoters and this and that, and they all try and intimidate, and they all try. If I was bothered by it, then I wouldn't be here now. So people seeing it on camera, imagine it's a lot worse off camera. Like, if you think that's bad, fuck you. If you think that's bad, you have no idea what goes on, right? That is harmless. So I'm glad. Am I glad that people see perhaps what it's like? Of course, but they don't see half of it. That's nothing.
Yeah, look, we've filmed quite kind of a few interactions with yourself, and it's not something that we're even used to filming. Kind of, you got to think Eddie and Frank have only been talking for the last year. We never kind of had that interaction for a while. Since obviously in the last year, you and Hearn, we've seen this kind of, I don't know, like, I'm looking at it as a bit light-hearted. I don't know if it's deeper than that, and there's hidden meanings behind some of the.
No, it is, and to be fair, I do find it funny as well. Like, I do. Like, it's fine. It's not... That sort of stuff was funny. Like, I enjoyed it. It was funny. Like, Eddie says outrageous shit. He doesn't care what he says. He'll say stuff that he shouldn't say. He'll say stuff that makes him look like an idiot. Am I going to stop him doing it? No. Do say what you want, mate. You know what I mean? Do what you want. Push me if you want. Whatever you want to do. Because, you know... You're not gonna. It's not for me to stop him doing what he is. What he is, isn't he? And by the way, I keep qualifying it. I do like him. I don't have anything against him. I don't.
I think he actually likes you. I think I said to you, I think he finds you odd and weird.
He finds me odd as weird.
But I think he does like you. Yeah.
He finds me odd and weird because he can't work out how a man. He can't relate. I'm weird because he can't. It's like what you say when someone's good. Oh, they're weird. You have to dismiss it. He's a weirdo. Oh, yeah. Am I different? 100%. But you have to be to get somewhere. And what I said to him was true. He can't relate to what I've been through. He can't relate to what I have to up with. He can't relate to the fact I've had to navigate everything myself, make mistakes in the public eye, do everything. So, you know, of course, for him to say I'm weird, he's weird. He's weird.
He's weird. I agree with that. He's weird.
He's weird, and yeah, it's all good fun. I'm glad that we're able to make fights together. It's way more fun. It's way more fun, and there'll be more fights to come, 100%.
Can you reveal to us your last 5 WhatsApps with Eddie Hearn, or not?
I asked him for a DAZN login on Saturday night. But this is why I'm taking the piss.
He told me about this. Did you didn't seriously? Were you were bantering? I think you were bantering him by texting him on Saturday night, asking for his login for DAZN.
I told him to move to one side because the strap was blocking him, and I knew that would upset him. And then he did move to the side. Eddie's very literal. Like, I'm not quite. I like to have banter. So if you say something to Eddie, he'll take it seriously. So if I ask him for can you please post this picture and collab it with me, Eddie? I really appreciate it. He can't, and this is why he can't work it out. I feel bad now. I shouldn't, but
it's great.
I asked him for a DAZN login on Saturday night because I love Paddy Donovan. I actually do, and I met him a few years ago, and I wanted to see him. And it was he should have won.
Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to speak to Alfie Sharman, and I'm going to get you a subscription.
Listen, I've got a subscription now. Don't worry about that. It's all good. It was a bit of fun.
Last one from me, because I know you've got look at the queue for you, by the way.
I know this is what's happening.
Look at the queue for you.
It's mental, isn't it?
Press conference is done.
I mean, what? I don't want. Actually, forget it. Go on.
Ben, press conference from Eubank-Benn is done. Are we just going to see it kind of just level out now until fight week? Are you expecting anything else? Obviously, we haven't seen an introduction of Chris Senior yet, if he is. But are we just going to see it kind of just mellow out for a little while until nearer the time now?
Yeah, look, there's something big coming, which is good. There's been a big show that's been filmed. There's a lot coming. We're not close yet. It's so exciting. The show is just ridiculous. I keep getting stopped on the street for it. Do I want to be stopped on the street? No. But I keep, it's massive. It's massive. And I've never, there's not many fights that get outside of boxing to this extent. I think it's incredible. But I just want to go back to Friday night. It's a huge show. It's a huge show. It's a huge showdown between Jonas and Price. It's an all-women's night. Boxing back at the Albert Hall is massive. Starts at Sky Sports main event at 7 o'clock. The team have worked so hard, and on Sky Sports Showcase, the team have worked so hard on this event. It's very, very difficult to have got all this together, to execute something like this for the sport, bringing all the women together, putting them in the best fights possible, getting the Albert Hall on board. It's so much work, and it will be great for the sport. And I am very proud of Friday night. I think out of anything, much more. I love Eubank-Benn, but this is way harder to do and more meaningful in many ways. So Friday night will be a great night for boxing and a fantastic fight and fantastic fights throughout the card. So I really hope everyone will get behind it.
Ben Shalom, thank you very much for coming to IFLTV, and we look forward to Friday night at the Royal Albert Hall, obviously live on Sky Sports. Have you got anything else you'd like to add?
No.
We're making you so famous, do you know that?
Stop it.
Ben Shalom, thank you very much for coming to IFLTV.